the shotguns, and the Braves bring their bow and arrows for an aggressive, exciting game. Battle of the Cowboys versus the Indians in a CHL exciting matchup. I'm joined alongside Nick Simon here, CHL enthusiast, expert, guy that knows a lot of stuff. What do you make of this matchup exactly, Nick?
Well, the Cowboys come in favorites after beating Indian Hill by 20 points at Wyoming, but Indian Hill's got their star player, Ollie Kendall, back from a football leg injury, and it's homecoming night. They should come out fired up.
And hopefully we'll see that right now. As of now, it looks like the Braves are warming up, and it looks like the Cowboys are also warming up with 4 minutes left to play. We got sidelines guy tonight is John Kladakis. He's a CHL enthusiast too. He'll be joining us in the second half, and he's a guy that just he really does an excellent job for us, and he'll be getting an exciting insight here as he looks for the inside view for HTN all the time. Right now, as both teams are warming up, we have to say, with Indian Hill's record being 3-10 this year, a disappointing 3-10. A win against Wyoming would be an upset, even though crazier things have happened. So,
well, the Braves' 3-10 season, they've been decimated by injuries, losing Ollie Kendall to a football leg injury for just about half the season. And a couple weeks ago, their starting center, massive 6'7", 6'8", Luke Winnell goes down with the knee, and he'll be out for the season. So the Braves have managed 3 CHL wins, and there's a couple more to come. If the Braves can hit their stride, they could make some noise in the playoffs.
Well, let's only hope for the best, as right now Wyoming is second in the CHL, and first is a tie between Reading and Madeira, and Indian Hill's not standing too hot. But, there's always the element of pride to pay for, and right now, if this is the game of basketball, and anything can happen on any given night, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, the Braves have some teams that they can beat in the next few weeks, and they could climb to fourth, maybe even possibly third in the standings, which would really give them some momentum heading into the playoffs. Or, as you know, as evidenced by the 1999 squad that finished third in the CHL and ended up second in the state, that anything can happen.
Well, it's basketball, it's homecoming, it's Indian Hill versus Wyoming. Anything certainly can happen. Star players for Wyoming tonight. The keys to the game, Indian Hill has to stop
Kevin Wainwright. He's about a 6'5", swing forward, plays a little guard, the star wide receiver on their football team. He was the leading scorer last year and has once again thrown down 18 points a night. He just presents tremendous matchup problems with his size at 6'5" and his quickness and his outside shooting ability.
Matchup problems with Luke Winnell going down with a torn ACL, MCL this year. I mean, it creates even more of a matchup problem as the Braves are now even smaller and lose depth on the bench.
Yes, they do. Luke's injury, I mean, they really killed him. He was their primary rebounder. He was a senior leader. He was a captain. He held down the fort in the middle, and now juniors Eric Shaw and senior Paymon Rezai haven't picked up the slack, along with JV bump-up sophomore Will Nolte has really provided a boost, adding some size underneath, but Luke has been missed and will be missed the rest of the season.
All right, momentarily, I believe we'll be going to John Kladakis, who's live in the crowd. He's got a new perspective. Indian Hill has changed the environment of its stadium, and they've now put up caged fences to keep in the fans, as you could see along the side here. Things are so crazy. Things are so crazy here at the Indian Hill Basketball Stadium.
I like to call it the Wigwam.
The Wigwam.
I like to call it the Wigwam.
Yes, that came off the tip of my tongue there. And looks like we're going to go ahead and get started with the national anthem before everything else here.
Join with us in the Indian Hill Sports Band with your national anthem.
Hey, Clark, are we off? Uh-huh.
21, Alex Odom. 52, Marcus Pryor. Number 13, Kevin Wooten. Starting lineup, number 11, Joey Rogers. 23,
As starting introductions come out here for Wyoming, as they're definitely getting psyched up for this intense matchup. And by intense, I mean tenacious. And by tenacious, I mean ferocious. Nick, tell me something. You've been psyched up enough in your life. Do you think these warm-ups really do a good job of really psyching the daylights out of you?
I know that when I warm up for football games, I'm a guy where I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want anyone to talk to me. Every player has their own way of getting up for a game, and I know with the warm-ups, hearing the crowd, hearing your name being called, it really gets your blood flowing. It really gets you tingling.
And it looks like these fans are psyched up. They're ready to go.
This is probably the best crowd I have seen in a couple years.
No cage can contain these Indian Hill fans, Nick.
I definitely don't think so.
Now.
I definitely do not think so.
You can cage them, you can fence them, you can do whatever you want to them, but you can't stop these fans. They're going to go nuts, and they're going to go nuts this whole game. As we have John Kladakis awaiting in the wings here in the fans. He's out there and he's going crazy. So he's ready to go. He's ready to dance, and he's got some interesting insights to what these fans look like.
I don't know.
But it looks like we got the opening tip.
Looks like it'll be Eric Shaw and senior Jeff Tullett. Now, Jeff, I've been watching games for a while. He's actually been a starter on this team since his sophomore year, so he's got experience. He knows what he's doing. Hopefully, maybe he can take advantage of the void left by Luke Winnell in the middle.
Well, it looks like the Braves are going to go with Stephen Buddick, Eric Shaw, SG Rolls, and Mike Ward and Wynn Meyer, but the opening tip goes off to Wyoming.
Indian Hill starts out in their man-to-man defense. Wynn Meyer taking the point.
Down low, it's Eric Shaw guarding, up and over, and they fouls him. So 13 seconds into the game, looks like Wyoming's already going to go into the charity stripe.
Jeff Tullett, he's a big guy. He's 6'7". Let's see if he has the touch to put down these free throws.
First free throw shot is up and rims out, as that one just didn't have enough backspin to fall.
Jeff Tullett shooting the second one.
And the second free throw rims out again, so we just can't get him to fall. The boards by Eric Shaw. Pass it up to Wynn Meyer. Wynn Meyer drives down the lane. He slows it up, and he's going to start off his offense as they pass it around the top of the perimeter. Try to get something cooking.
Indian Hill running their
Buddick
standard motion
drives all the way. He
offense.
goes up, and it is blocked by Wyoming. Excellent play there. Excellent defensive recovery by Wyoming.
That's Jeff Tullett again. He's been the story for Wyoming, winning the tip, getting fouled, and now with a block on the defensive end.
Kevin Wabright, the guy that we talked so much about in the opening game, is he's starting off early as he is getting things fired up as he gets the first two.
As you can see, the matchup problems are tremendous. Mike Ward, slightly quicker, but he's giving up about 4 to 6 inches against Wabright. He's going to have trouble inside all night long.
SG Rolls drives down to the lane, and there's going to be a foul called on the floor against Wyoming. It was a foul on the floor, and it's first foul on Wyoming. So Indian Hill's going to take it out of bounds and get it out to Eric Shaw, pass it up to Mike Ward on the top of the perimeter. Indian Hill's trying to get it inside right now to their big man, but it looks like they're going with their smaller, more quick team, their quicker team, if you will.
Looks like they're playing a 4-guard, 4 out, 1 in offense and a steal.
Yeah, it was a turnover there by Indian Hill. You got to minimize those if you want to beat a good team. And mistakes are costly, but costly mistakes are even costlier. So, you know.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, you know, that's what I'm here for. But Wyoming passes it down. Nice move along the baseline. Up and under, no good. Rebound Wyoming, but it was a foul on Wynn Meyer. An aggressive play, but they're going to whistle him for the ticky-tack foul there.
Now, don't let Wynn's height of 6 foot fool you. He can rebound with the best of them. I don't know the exact stats, but he is up there in the leading rebounders for Indian Hill, pulling down at least 5 and 6 a game from the point guard position.
Shot is up and it's off, but it's rebounded by SG Rolls. Indian Hill pushes it up. It's Wynn Meyer. Wynn Meyer dishes it to Mike Ward. Mike Ward up and rims out, but he's going to go to the line for 2. Chance to bring the house down early here. If that shot would have gone down, I don't think we'd be able to hear our senses. It'd be so loud in here because this crowd's ready to go. They're fired up. It's homecoming night, and it's Indian Hill versus Wyoming.
Mike Ward at the line for 2. He's been the leading scorer for the Braves this year, and he's come up with big shot after big shot.
First shot is rims out, and the rims are being unfriendly tonight. Is that one touched all parts of the rim, but still wouldn't go down the hoop?
See if Mike Ward can shake it off and sink this second one and cut this small Wyoming lead in half.
His second free throw attempt is up, and it's good. And with just 2 minutes into play here, Indian Hill's down to Wyoming 2-1. Looks
Now,
like they're going with the half-court trap here. Is that what I see? Or
that was the second foul on the one of the starting forwards, Kevin Woodner Jr., and he has left the game with 2 quick fouls.
Indian Hill's supplying some serious pressure here to Wyoming, trying to create a turnover early on. They swing the ball around. They get the ball inside. Shot from 12 feet is no good. Rebounded by Indian Hill as SG rolls. Windmeyer looking to push it up. He's looking for a man to dish. He passes it off to SG rolls. He passes on the 3, and he gives it to Windmeyer. Looks to slow things down. Mike Ward with the 3-pointer, and it rims out. He had the shot there. It just didn't fall for him.
Mike is the Braves' best 3-point shooter. If we can get him looks like that all night, we should be in good shape. Looks like Buddig is going to mark up on Kevin Wainwright. Quite a task for the sophomore. We'll see if he's up to it tonight.
It's aggressive defense by SG Rolls, forces a turnover. The ball's to Mike Ward. That's a scramble for the ball. It looks like a women's basketball game at this point, as they still haven't whistled anything. And it looks like it's going to be a jump ball, a jump ball, and it's jump ball for Indian Hill. Is that scramble even got me a little excited, as I thought I was watching a couple of Rugrats wrestling there. So
let me tell you, these refs are letting him play. Here comes Ollie Kendall, the Braves' leading scorer the last 2 years. He's been hampered by an injury, and he's back, and he's just playing himself in a basketball shape.
He's back in with the bum ankle, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll see if he has an impact on this game. I think his presence on the floor helps every one of these, helps the other 4 members of the Braves on the floor.
And it can only help this Indian Hill offense. As he gets the ball down, Windmeyer gets the ball down low to Eric Shaw. He puts it up, hand a little soft touch, and it's good. And it's a 3-2 Indian Hill lead with 3 minutes in the game.
That's a nice little move there, but what surprised me most is the Braves' aggressive defense holding Wyoming 2 points in the first half of the first quarter.
Indian Hill once again playing a lot of half-court trap here. Is that what that is? Is that a trap, Nick?
I don't know if it's a trap or if it's just a half-court man-to-man defense where they're playing real tight.
Looks like a foul here on Indian Hill. It's on the floor. And as you can see over there, Coach James Prue for Indian Hill. He's a first-year coach, first-year varsity coach, but he's a multi-year coach in the Indian Hill basketball system. He's telling his defense to keep their hands straight up and not to lean into the player as if to foul him. Oh, aggressive rebound by Eric Shaw. Oh, and we got a reach-in foul, and that was that's Chris Huning. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a senior 6'4" forward, and he reached in there and got a little bit too much meat there as he went for the ball. A couple of substitutions in here for Indian Hill. Looks like they're putting in Paymont for Eric Shaw, who scored one of the Indian Hill's only baskets so far. So he played well. Windmeyer pushes it up. He dishes it off to the mentioned Paymont. His shot is no good. It's rebounded by Wyoming, and Wyoming looks to push it up the court.
Now that was a good shot by Paymont, but I want to see him crash the boards. If he would have followed his shot, there was a good shot that he could have pulled down the rebound against a smaller defender. But he was fading away, getting ready to set back on defense. I'd like to see if he makes the change later in the game.
We get a scramble for the ball here. Who wants it? It's Ollie Kendall picks it up. He drives to the hole. He just lays it up and in. So I guess that answers our question if he's healthy or not. And we got a quick timeout.
Good crowd.
Yeah. Well, as we got a timeout here, we're going to go down to the sidelines and join John Kladakis, who's in the crowd. He's down there.
You guys got me? You guys hear me?
He's down
all
there.
right, we're down here with the Braves fans here. They can smell the upset. They can smell the upset. I tell you what, the Braves are playing tough team. The Braves playing tough team. The Braves are playing.
All right, thanks, John. He's down there. It's definitely.
I couldn't get a word in.
It doesn't get any crazier than that. And tell us, John, how crazy was that out there?
I tell you what, as you can probably hear, I couldn't get a word in over there. I got mobbed. The Braves, they feel the upset in the making. They know it's coming.
They're trying to cage the fans, but it's just not going to work. They're going to crawl and they're going to fight. They're going to scratch like gerbils to get out of this thing. They want to get this Indian Hill team a victory here, as this wouldn't change their season, but it sure would help it.
Let's see what kind of changes Wyoming makes coming out. Looks that Wainwright is still being marked up by the sophomore Stephen Buddig, and he's gonna have his hands full fighting through screens, trying to handle the taller player. And a turnover by Wyoming.
And Indian Hill forces a turnover on defense. So here we go. That was big. That was big. Paymont's going to take it out here, and he gives it off to Win Myers. Indian Hill has a 5-2 lead here, as this is turning into a pitcher's duel. It's definitely turned into a pitcher's duel. Is it 3:40 left in here, and we only got 7 points with the combined team. Oh, Mike Ward's got the ball. He drives in the lane. It's up. It's no good. It's rebounded to Wyoming. Wyoming's going to keep control as he rubs up against Kendall there as if to draw a foul, at least I hope. And as Wyoming slows it up and tries to draw it up court as Indian Hill switches back into their man defense.
Buddick still matching up on Waybright.
You think it's only a matter of time before Wyoming realizes that mismatch? Or?
Waybright is very upset.
Upset.
He's trying to post up. He pulls down the rim there, but he is very upset. And let's see if he's got the range.
Oh, that looked like a 2-point shot. It looks like he had a toe on the line there, but they gave him a 3. And we're all knotted up at 5 here with 3 minutes left in the game.
Waybright did not get the ball earlier in the possession. He was very upset at his teammates. He feels that he has the size advantage over Buddick, and he's going to want the ball every time down the court.
And that's your star player right there. Wants the ball every time. He's the Keyshawn Johnson of this Wyoming team. Wynn spins in the lane. Dishes it out to Ollie Kendall, who gives it off to Mike Warden. He's looking to go against Waybright. He drives the lane. He puts up a shot, and it was rejected, to say the least, by Kevin Waybright as he made an excellent defensive play. They push it up the court as Mike Ward follows back. He's guarding, it looks like, 2 guys here. As Indian Hill is in a 2-3 zone of sorts. No, it's a man zone, it looks like.
Still in a man matching up. Waybright trying to post up down low. He gets it down low.
Oh, when he slips, he's all over the place. It looks like he brought his dancing shoes here tonight, and he was slipping and sliding like it was Crocodile Dundee.
Wonder if there's a little sweat down there because his feet just right out from under him.
We might have to get a mop guy down there because it's getting pretty sloppy.
Maybe we can Clinicus to do that.
Because he brought out his ice skates in that one. Nonetheless, at least he didn't injure himself in that play, because that's the kind of play where you see a guy turns an ankle or something on. But a nice play by Wynn Myers. He puts up a shot and did an excellent job. As Indian Hill is playing neck for neck with Wyoming right here, and they're giving them everything they can handle. This is a team that is coming out ready to play. Wyoming comes out on offense. They're having trouble getting the ball down low. As a 12-footer is no good. Rebound out to Indian Hill. There's only one and done chance here for Wyoming, as they're getting no second chances.
The Braves, they need to rebound. They have a smaller team than Wyoming, but they're pulling down the rebounds and turnovers right there. That they can't
Outlet
have
pass
that.
to Waybright. Waybright takes it up strong. He's hacked, misses the shot, but he's going to go to the line for 2. So he's going to get a second chance here, as he made a nice aggressive play, it looks like.
Just the fact that Waybright got that shot off was pretty unbelievable. He was being mauled by 2 people. Let's see if he can convert on these 2 free throws. Waybright has scored all 5 points for Wyoming, and let's see if he can make it 6. No, he cannot. Now Waybright's going to go to the line 5, 6, maybe even 10 times this game because of his ability. He's going to need to convert on these free charity stripe opportunities. And the second shot is up.
And it is good. So Waybright, he capitalizes on one of the 2, and it's now just a 1-point deficit as Indian Hill is leading 7-6. Oh, a turnover by Wynn Myers. He tried to do too much. Wyoming's got a wide shot open all the way, and he misses the shot. Rebound, it goes to Wyoming. Up and good. Excellent play by Wyoming to make a recovery there. That's an aggressive play by John Perrin.
That steal was made by number 14, David Jolson, only a sophomore. He should be a star in the future.
Ollie pulls up for the 16-footer, and it's long. As you can tell, he's adjusting to his range here. Wyoming pushes the ball up court to try to get something cooking.
Jolson handling the point, the sophomore. Let's see if the Braves can get pressure to him. John Perrin, number 14, is in the game. Now, John's probably not going to put up many points on offense, but his intensity and his quickness on defense is second to none.
Oh, and it looks like a careless pass there by Wyoming as he passed it to one of the lower blocks that was unoccupied. And Indian Hill comes up with a turnover. John Perrin's getting mauled here on defense.
Trey Tudor and John Perrin have had their battles on offense on the football field. Now they're having one on the basketball court.
And it creates a turnover here. Trey Tudor, if I remember correctly, was a cornerback for the Wyoming football team. Which shows you that his quickness and his hip speed to play the point guard position.
Yes, he's got some good feet and he's quick. Transfer student from Walnut Hills this year, so this is his first year wearing a Cowboys uniform, and I'm sure they're glad to have him.
Brandon Hammer's now in the game, and he's guarding at the point. He's guarding. It looks like David Jolson, the sophomore we've been talking so much about. The pass down low, an excellent shot from 16 feet. to end the first quarter as Wyoming finished strong to get a 3-point lead. Well, looks like Indian Hill came out. They played neck for neck with this Wyoming team, as Indian Hill is a severe underdog, even though it's homecoming. Your comments, your thoughts, your feelings, your expressions on the first quarter.
Well, the first 7 minutes I was I was very happy with. Indian Hill had a 7-5 lead. They let it slip at the end, but they're in this game down 3 points. The biggest problem the Braves have had is the first quarter of games. They're in this game. They know they can play with the Cowboys. They just got to come out fired up in the second, third, fourth quarters and win this game.
Yeah, I agree completely. We had John Kladakis down there who just got absolutely mauled by the fans in the cage. And now he's down there joined by Sumesh. And let's see if we can't go down to him. We got John Kladakis down there on the sideline. See if we can't join him.
How about now?
We got John Kladakis down there.
I'm down here courtside where after the first quarter, the Braves are going toe-to-toe with the Wyoming Cowboys, a team that just recently beat the Madeira Mustangs, the #1 team in the CHL. Wyoming never seemed to get into their offensive rhythm. Hopefully the Braves defense can stay tough. Back up to you guys.
And we got John Kladakis down there. You know what? I've done the sidelines job before, and he just did an excellent analysis. This is a Wyoming team that did beat Madeira, arguably one of the best teams in the CHL. And, if Indian Hill can beat this team, that shows that it can put a nice polish in the season and show that it wasn't for naught.
Well, John's no stranger of being in front of the mic. For the past 2 years, past 3 years, in fact, he has been the PA voice of the Indian Hill Lady Braves. Now, the Madeira-Wyoming game that was mentioned, Kevin Waybright did hit a shot with 3 seconds left to give Wyoming the 50-49 win as he misses one shot, misses his own rebound, and then the shot is tipped in by I don't know who. There's about 10 hands reaching for that one.
Yeah, Wyoming was definitely at inside position down there on the boards, and they just they had position. It was only a matter of time there that Wyoming was going to get on the boards because Indian Hill's got to get a man down there in good position, and they're going to have trouble with that. As it is a 7-12 lead here for Wyoming. Looks like coming into the game is going to be Will Nolte at the next sound. So it looks like Coach was not pleased with that little rebounding display by Wyoming. They get the ball down low to Paymon, who's hacked as he goes up, and he's going to get 2 at the line.
Now this foul appears to be on their center, 44, Jeff Tollett, and if he can get some fouls, that'd be good for the Braves because other than him, they don't have much. They don't have another pure center on the team.
Looks like coming on with Will Nolte is going to be. Looks like that's SG Rolls.
Sharpshooter out there. He can really hit the 3. If you leave him open, he'll hit it in your face every time.
The sharpshooter with the bow, as this is the Braves. First shot for Paymon was up, and it rims out.
That is the second one we've seen. I don't think I've ever seen 2 shots like that in one game.
He's throwing some spins there, it looks like, as he rimmed that one out, and he was not very pleased after that shot. And he's going to get another one here to try to narrow this deficit to 4, but it's tough after those rim out. But that's what the game's all about, I guess. You know?
When Mr. Nolte comes into the game, it'll show how deep Mr. Peru is going into his bench, with Nolte being the 10th member of the Braves to see action in this game alone.
As disappointing as this season has been for the Braves, as their 3-10 record would reflect, it's a matter of trying as many things as you can, and that means going deep into your system with the sophomores such as Will Nolte, Stephen Buddick, Phil Mann, what have you. He's not afraid to do that. As Indian Hill has switched their man defense, and they go into a full zone trap. And they're definitely doing some stuff here, it looks like.
There are so many fans in this game, we have to stand up and try to look over them. And a 3-point basket.
3-point basket. That's like a dagger in the heart for the Braves right now as that expands the lead to 7.
That's senior Chris Huning, a 6'4" guard. One of the largest guards in the CHL, so he can get that shot up over most people, even if they have a hand in his face.
Indian Hill needs an answer here. It's Wyoming's now going on a nice little run here after finishing the first quarter and making that last 3.
I got a feeling Mike Ward's going to be that answer. He
like
always seems to make the big buckets at the big times.
We got Windmeyer who pops a shot from the corner of the key, and that's no good. And Wyoming's pressing it up here, and they're going to try to get their lead into double digits here. Is exactly the equation the Braves don't want to have to solve.
Down to Waybright. He's got the size, and
he misses the 1-footer. Oh, and they're going to call a jump ball, and that's good defense.
That is a great play by SG Rolls. You're taught to play with your feet and not your hands, but SG, he played with his hands perfectly that time and got the ball for the Braves.
Well, the possession error goes out to the Braves. So the Braves are definitely going to get another chance to answer and try to narrow this lead that's could be expanding fairly quickly if they don't do something about it on defense or on offense. Whitmire dumps it down low to Will Nolte. He passes it back, and they're having a little patty cake game here with the ball as he goes up and gets fouled here. So he had a nice pump fake as it looks like, is that Waybright? No, that was...
Could be Waybright or Tullett. We'll see. That's on Tullett, the big center, his second in the game. I'd really like to see him go to the bench.
Waybright came over there to help, it looks like, and he went airborne and came down flat on Will Nolte. And if I'm 747, that's not the runway I want to land on because Will Nolte is 6'5", 260. And he misses the front end there, yeah. He's a person, folks.
He is one large person.
He's a person.
Now it looks like Tullett's going to come out of the game, and they're going to bring in number 52, a backup center, plays a little power forward, Marcus Pryor.
As the Braves fans here are twinkling their fingers, it looks like, to try to get that free throw to fall, but it's not for naught.
But pulling the rebound down over Marcus Pryor. That's impressive showing of talent there by the sophomore.
It's the Braves swinging around the perimeter to try to get something going. SG Rolls is running out of time, but he gets it to Buddick, who drives down the lane, dishes it off as there is nothing down low right now for the Braves. SG Rolls around the perimeter. Everything is staying around the arc right now. SG Rolls says none of that, drives to the lane, and he looks like he's going to get whistled for steps. Yep, he was earning frequent flyer miles on that slide. But, Indian Hill was running out of things to do. They couldn't get it inside. Outside, they couldn't find a shot, and that's just excellent defense by Wyoming.
Well, the Braves need more ball movement and less dribble penetration. The ball can move faster than the men, and they just got to set picks off the ball and get guys open and get them the ball. Chop trying to dribble and create their own shots, and that's Waybright again.
Aggressive rebound as Waybright gets up slowly, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Mike Ward brings it down, and he dishes it off to Buddick. As once again, Indian Hill's looking to get the ball inside, but their big man, Will Nolte, is getting shut down. It's Will Nolte. He comes up to the top of the key. He can't get anything. Buddick drives all the way to the lane. He puts it up, and it's too strong. Rebound. It goes. Looks like it's going to go. Haven't made a decision.
I don't think the refs know. I thought I saw Will Nolte knock that out of bounds. But they don't know, and they call it. It was off Marcus Pryor.
That's excellent officiating, though, as they met together and they made their decision final, by advising with each other. That's textbook officiating there.
That is. They weren't sure. SG drives again, puts up a shot.
Aggressive play, he just couldn't get the shot to fall as Wyoming comes out with the rebound as they're starting to win the rebound battle. Wyoming swings it around the three-point perimeter. They put up a shot. It's no good. So right now, the offensive boards are inexistent for this both of these teams as the Braves are putting up shots, and looks like they got a foul inside here. That's going to be on Wyoming, and that's on their big man who's been guarding Will Nolte.
That's Pryor.
That's Pryor, yep.
He came in for Tullett. Let's see if this is his. I believe this is only his first.
We're going to get a timeout here. We're going to get a quick TO by this Braves team. It looks like a 20-second to try to think things over and make sure everybody's on the same page. This broadcast you're having the pleasure of listening to is brought to you by the Indian Hill Television Network, which is sponsored by the Boosters, which bring you so many of these wonderful utensils that make all this possible, the Indian Hill Boosters. And also by ICRC, the Intercommunity Cable Regulatory Commission, which offers live TV shows, edited TV shows, and sports events such as this, and ICRC's Game of the Week. Tune into their game every week, and you'll find an enjoying sports experience.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, as we got a time here, it looks like that was it seemed like I think they called a 30-second timeout, but I guess it was a full. And, it looks like they negotiated and thought things over. But, what exactly, if you were Coach Prue, what would you be saying to them right now?
Well, I would be stressing ball movement. There needs to be picks off the ball. People need to be getting open, and they gotta pass and just not be trying to make moves on their own like that right there, which Nolte did, and gotta travel.
He made an aggressive play there. He went all the way into the line, and he got called for steps. So he made an aggressive play, but it was for naught. As it looks like maybe the Wyoming players behooved him there on defense, but he did everything he could. As he knocks the ball free from Marcus Pryor. But nothing's really cooking on either side offensively for these teams. So SG Rolls is guarding his man all the way out to the top of the half stripe here to the timeline, and nothing's really going on offensively.
Talk to Sumesh and get a camera on you. All right. Sorry, I'm orchestrating sideline gigs for the next timeout. I'm hearing unconfirmed reports that we're going to have a little update on what the pep band's doing from our man, John Kladakis.
Yeah, the pep band, I did his feature on that last year. You think they just play one song throughout the game, which they do, but it's an excellent song usually, and they do a fabulous job of it. So it's a blast to listen to. I'll tell you that much.
I can tell you, playing football really gets me pumped up.
Yeah, I'm getting psyched up just thinking about it.
I am. I wish I had the hand-eye coordination to play basketball with some sort of skill, and I'd be out there.
But it looks like we got a foul here on who's the foul? Foul on Indian Hill here. It's going to be their 15th foul. It's going to give Wyoming a 9-point lead.
That foul there was on Ollie Kendall. That's
looks
his
like
first.
this Indian Hill team's a little discombobulated right now.
They scored 3 points actually, they've only scored 1 point this quarter. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Is this Wyoming defense is starting to play saran wrap defense, and they're taking charge here as it's now a 10-point lead. And Indian Hill, as we've said, needs an answer on offense. They need one quick, whether it's a 3 or an aggressive drive. But this cage is actually getting quiet, if you can believe that. And these fans need to get back into this game. After all, it is homecoming.
Let me ask you a question. Are you good in English? Because you're really good at making similes and metaphors towards basketball and defense and everything in general.
You know, being an IHTN guy, I go through the crash course. Synonyms, vocabulary, we do everything. As Ollie Kendall puts up a shot here, and it's no good. Will Nolte gets blocked out here, and he wants a foul called. But, you know, we go through a crash course. We learn vocabulary, similes, synonyms, you know, the whole works. Make sure we make IHTN announcers out of everybody, and it helps grip the experience. But it looks now they're going to call there's a foul called on the floor. But after that last play, it looks like it was Will Nolte was very upset. Did you happen to see that, Nick?
I did. He was quite upset. He thought that he was being held or pushed or something going on underneath. But I think the big guys got to understand that it gets dirty under there, and you just got to deal with it. The refs can't see everything.
You know, basketball is not usually regarded as an overly physical game for some inexplicable reason. You know, why do you think that is? Because when you look down low, these guys aren't wearing pads, and they're playing aggressive ball.
Kendall goes for the steal, and Wainwright has a clear shot to the basket, and he's going to hit that every time.
Yep. And right now, Indian Hill needs an answer for these players. As Indian Hill was playing with this Wyoming team in the first quarter, as they were playing aggressively on defense. But right now, their defense is lacking, and so is their offense. They need an answer, and they need an answer quick. As that is quickly becoming a broken record, but it's still the truth.
Looks like they're going to bring in Buddig and maybe Perrin. I'm not sure. Looks like he's going to come in. Mike Ward is going to be shooting the 1-on-1. Perrin trying to give him a little energy. Now Indian Hill's in the bonus. Let's see if they can convert these free throws and try to get back in this game without letting it get out of hand before halftime. For the halftime festivities, I might add. We're going to be crowning a king and queen.
As we've mentioned in this broadcast, as Mike Ward's free throw rims in and out, as Indian Hill's now in the bonus. But it seems like the halftime festivities are going to be exciting at best, as Wyoming dribbles it in and they pass it down low to Wainwright. His shot is blocked by Will Nolte, but Wyoming somehow got inside to get the rebound, and they went up strong and got the foul. And once again, that's a problem we're seeing as Wyoming's getting inside and they're getting that board. So
I don't know. We got to get more physical. We got to block them out. But let me make a prediction about halftime. I got this feeling that our queen's going to be Alex Shoney and our king's going to be Nathan Smith. I don't know why, but I just got that feeling.
Well, I got that feeling right now that Indian Hill needs an answer. And I've only said that about 14 times now, but it's the truth. Because there's been about 14 cases. And, you know, as they're down 13 points, as both teams are now in the bonus with 17 fouls.
Indian Hill's offense has been pretty much absent with only 1 point this half.
And
this
second
quarter, I should say.
Right.
They need a bucket here in the worst way possible.
Well, they're down 14 here, and they need to get an aggressive play here and get some defensive stops and get some offensive stops. Ollie Kendall's at the top. He passes to Buddig. Looks like Indian Hill on offense right now is just neutral, and they're a little confused on what to do. Nolte's the big man inside, and he's trying to get inside, but Wyoming's just not allowing that. It's finally they get a ball inside, but he's triple teamed as SG rolls his. Stephen Buddig drives in. He goes all the way with a nice move for an easy 2 points, and hopefully that is the answer Indian Hill needs, as they are still just down 12 points. with under a minute left to play in this half.
Someone had to step up. Steve Buddick, he stepped up. He took the ball hard, made a great move to get around Wade Wright and put it up and in.
And now John Parent steps up on defense, and he makes an aggressive move and gets fouled.
Well, that's why John's in there. He's not going to score many points, but I think I would put him up against anyone playing one-on-one defense. He's incredibly quick, he's incredibly athletic, and he is one aggressive little guy.
Yep. Tell you what. Well, you know, we've mentioned the halftime festivities here. It's homecoming in Indian Hill, but in the second half, we shall be joined by our sideline guy, John Kladakis, who will be accompanying us, and we will be forming the IHTN trifecta, as we will have a 3-person booth for the first time in IHTN history. I'm looking forward to it.
We're breaking records.
40 seconds left to play here as Indian Hill misses the front end of a 1-and-1.
Again,
their free throws, they're lacking tonight, and that's big against a team this good. And Ali Kendall's out on the timeline guarding his man. Indian Hill maintains a man-to-man defense.
Tudor and Parent are right now battling again, just like they do on the court. On the field, I should say. I don't know what I'm thinking here. This 12-point deficit that the Braves are facing is really getting me discombobulated.
With 10 seconds left to play, Wyoming's going for the last shot. They're hanging around the perimeter. The ball stolen by Stephen Buddick. He's got 5 seconds to do something with. And he's called for a travel, so Wyoming, after an aggressive play by Indian Hill's defense, is still going to get the ball back with 4.5 seconds left to play.
The Braves cannot let Wyoming get a bucket in here. That would give them more momentum heading into halftime. Braves need to stop. Who knows, maybe get a steal and put something up and try to cut this deficit to single digits, which is always a goal going into the half.
With 4 seconds left, Wyoming dribbles. They knocked away by Ellie Kendall. 1 shot to go, and it's not going to fall. And at halftime, Indian Hill came out strong in the first quarter, and they went up to a 1-point lead. But at the half, Wyoming comes back strong, and they're leading 22-10. It's halftime. We'll join you back for the halftime festivities in just a moment. And we're back now with second half action as Indian Hill starts off with the ball as they are down a 12-point deficit here with just about 7:30 left in this game. Now Indian Hill just turned it over here, it looks like, and Wyoming's going to get the ball right back. That's plagued Indian Hill all night, as it's been a problem. As right now we're being introduced, time to introduce our sideline guy that's now joined us here in the booth for the first Indian Hill trifecta of all time. It's John Kladakis.
Hey, thank you, Paul. It's good to be here. I tell you what, I couldn't get 2 words in down there. It's just so crazy. Come up in the booth.
You know what? We're glad to still have you back here because it looks like you weren't going to survive that mess.
It was pandemonium, Paul.
Pandemonium.
And while we were, small talking
I haven't seen a problem that crazy since they took away applesauce in my grandma's nursing home. It was absolutely crazy. But here we go. We're down low here, and it's a 15-point deficit. And Wyoming, right now, they're starting to have their way with this Indian Hill team. As Indian Hill needs to come back and start doing some stuff. And they first off, it starts with defense, and then it's going to go to rebounding, and then it's going to go to scoring. And hopefully they take it one step at a time, as we still have the whole second half of play left to do some stuff here.
Now, the 3 points that were scored in this half was a 3-pointer by Chris Hewning. It was a pretty good shot. And we got a steal here by S.G. Rose, pushing up the floor. He looks like he's going to take it himself.
And he's going to be called for steps. When Indian Hill actually forces a turnover, makes a good defensive play, they kick themselves in their own head, and they make a mistake themselves too. So they need to stop hurting them themselves. But we got John Kladakis here taking advantage of this opportunity. CHL enthusiast. That's a nice intercepted pass by Stephen Buddick. Stephen Buddick drives it up the court, and he does a nice spin move, and he kisses it off the glass, but it's no good. John Kladakis, a CHL enthusiast, has his play on this rivalry here.
I tell you what, Paul, after that exciting football game, I don't know what could compare, but it looks like Wyoming just has too much firepower for the Braves tonight. After that strong start, they've just seemed to fade. What's been their Achilles heel all year, offense. They just haven't been able to get anything going, especially from the free throw line. They just haven't been hitting much of anything.
And, there's plenty of theories and plenty of theorems on what you can say, but it seems like this Indian Hill team, they have enough talent to at least play with all the teams in CHL, at least get a good 5 or 6 wins. And they definitely have enough firepower. It just seems like they didn't gel at the beginning of the year with the loss of Kendall. You know, they lost about 3 or 4 starters from last year, along with other key guys. It just basketball's a game that takes a lot of teamwork, and it needs you need a chance to have your team gel.
Well, I know from talking to a lot of the players that in their summer leagues, they were playing great together. I think the loss of Kendall hurt them more than they expected, and they've had trouble at the beginning of games. When you start losing, you lose confidence, and it snowballed. The Braves have picked it up a little bit here, but this game, Wyoming has come out, and they're just hitting their shots, and they've mounted a 17-point lead where if they can score 2 more, they can make up for the deficit their football team put them in.
Right now, it looks like they're Indian Hill's playing a real transition style. They need to get to stopping and shooting right there.
Now that's how you follow your shot. Windmeyer follows his shot, gets through and puts it up. That's textbook basketball, isn't it, John?
That's what we like to see, Nick.
So it looks like Ollie Kendall's going to check back in here. Yet Indian Hill's still down 15, but you know, 3 points here, 5 points here.
Baby steps.
8-3 run, 9-2 run. They can get it down to 7. And, we still have 5 minutes left in the third quarter, but Indian Hill has to avoid that. Careless fouls down low, and that could have. You can't say maybe that's all ball or whatever, but the fact that the ball actually gets down within 3 to 4 feet of the basket, that's just a big problem. John, your thoughts on that?
Well, Paul, it's been another problem. Just been losing the battle underneath the basket, getting boards and getting position, and on defense too. They get a lot of those careless fouls because they just do not have the height advantage or the strength to compete.
And Wainwright being 6'4" and having his outside skills be so keen, I've been saying it all game long. Everyone in the CHO knows that he is the biggest matchup problem you face all year. You put a small guy on him, he tears you up underneath. You put a big guy on him, he outquicks him. He's just a phenomenal player.
Well, he's at the free throw line here, shooting his second at 2. And, at 16-point lead right now, Indian Hill's got to almost answer every time down the court now to have any chance of, thinking about getting back in this game.
On a happier note, Andre Willis and Lacey Calloway were crowned king and queen respectively, and I was
shocked.
I was 0 for 2 on my predictions. My batting average is about that of Aaron Boone's right now, 0.
Indian Hill gets the rebound there and a putback by Ollie Kendall.
That's the kind of stuff they need. That stuff under the basket. Get those quick points.
Aggressive play, aggressive follow-ups like that shot right there. So, if they can do that kind of stuff and avoid the easy basket and fouls down low like that right there, they have a chance to come back in this game, but it's going to take some time.
Tell you what, after the loss of big guys such as Joe Harmon and, of course, the injury at the beginning of the year to Ollie Kendall, you just start to wonder, what was the big difference? You obviously have great senior leadership on this team with Windmeyer and Ollie Kendall and S.G. Rose.
Mike Ward.
You got a short memory.
But injuries, and you have to also wonder maybe the coaching change had something to do with it.
I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's just one of those years where things don't happen the way you'd like them to. There's really no explanation for it, but you got to give it to them. They're still fighting, especially Windmeyer. He's fired up every game. He's trying to get the crowd into it. He's encouraging his teammates. He's been fighting and scrapping all year long, and I don't see any quitting him for the remainder of 6-7 games of the year.
Right now you're not playing for publicity, you're not playing for the press, you're playing for pride, and that's an example right there as Indian Hill draws the charge, and they're going to get the ball back on offense.
I don't know if Wynn heard me, but he did a phenomenal job of taking the charge there. I think he was trying to back up my statements about him. Thanks a lot, Wynn.
And coaches realize that stuff too. They recognize, if you're down 14 or 15, whatever, and you're still hustling, you're going to get playing time. So, Wynn's been in there, I believe, the whole game, and he's doing his job to the fullest right now.
Well, I've been watching Wynn all year, and he's definitely not tired now. When the back of his jersey becomes untucked, that's when he needs to be taken out of the game. And as you can see, it's definitely tucked in right now. And right there's another great pass to Will Nolte, who gets it out to the other sophomore. And Braves seem to be getting a little something going here on offense.
Tell you what, Coach Prue has not hesitated throughout this entire season to get some of those young guys a little playing time. And definitely some good signs from some of the younger guys. Will Nolte, an example. It's hopefully a good sign to come for this program.
3-point shot by Wyoming is up, and it is good, and that will give them an 18-point lead.
That's Chris Huning again. This is the second 3 of the half. I believe third of the game. You got to get a hand in that guy's face.
Right now, it looks like Indian Hill is just having problems matching up with looks like a much larger Wyoming team. and a much quicker team. They're trying to make adjustments on defense as Mike Ward tries to answer with the three, and it is no good. It looks like Indian Hill's having some problems shooting tonight as well. A little too fancy in the pass there as Wyoming's point guard there threw
David
that one out of
Jolson, that
bounds.
was a sophomore. Maybe, I don't know.
He threw that to the fan in the third row, so he's a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog there. That's just Wyoming right now has got a big lead. They need to slow things down.
Can you have too much mustard on hot dogs?
Well,
Not in my opinion, Nick, but you know, there's an exception to every rule.
According to Paul, you can.
nice drive by Mike Ward there, and looks like Wyoming's going to get up. It looks like Indian Hill needs to start making smarter shots. They're trying to drive to the lane and make too much happen as Wyoming puts up another three.
That's Huning
and
again.
they hit another three,
That's
and
four.
that's a 21-point lead as they're starting to finish off this Indian Hill Braves team.
14 points just isn't going to cut it. The Braves need a timeout, and they get one.
Full timeout.
But as you were saying, Dick, 14 points just isn't going to cut it. 14 points just isn't going to cut it because, with a defense like Wyoming and the mistakes Indian Hill's been making, they've been making turnovers and they've been hitting their foul shots. If you're going to be, scoring 14 points, your defense has to answer, and you're going to make those foul shots.
I know at the end of the half, the Braves missed 2 or 3 front ends of the 1-and-1s, and that could be 6 points there, plus the turnovers. I mean, these points they got to convert. The defense has been a little soft in the second and third quarters. The first quarter showed the Braves can play with them, but what kind of changes do the Braves need to make to get back in this game?
Well, at this point, I don't know what you can do. They just got to keep playing tough defense, got to keep playing smart on offense. They got to be really intelligent now as time's winding down the third quarter with their shot selection. I tell you what, Wyoming has done an excellent job with their three-point shooting of taking the Indian Hill crowd out of the game. You heard in the beginning how rowdy they were, and they have just lost that intensity. Indian Hill fans have almost become completely silent.
Yes, the cage has radically been quieted somehow, some way.
I'm sure Coach Prue was telling him that you can't make a 21-point shot. This isn't rock and jock basketball. We need 2 points, 3 points at a time, and we got to get defensive stops. And we'll chip away at this lead slowly but surely, and hopefully we have enough time to make a run at the end.
And there's still 2:30 left in this game.
That's
but
not
a
gonna
careless
do it.
turnover there, and it looks like a foul by Mike Ward as he just reached in there. And hopefully the Indian Hill team can turn it around, but right now there's no sign of that as Wyoming is not giving up, and they're going with their same 5 guys.
The line with 2 shots.
It appears to be Kevin Wooten on the line.
If you just look at the body language on the 2 benches, you can see, despair, distress, anger, frustration, demise on the side of the Braves. And over there in Wyoming, you have optimism and
They look confident and relaxed.
and just thinking about the playoffs.
Do you know who I would like to see enter this game? Do you know, John?
Well, that'd have to be Nick Hewlin.
Yeah, yes, it would. I think his enthusiasm could add a little spark to this team that's right now seems to be gone.
I'll tell you one thing, Nick sure does know the offense. He gets in there, he gives you quality minutes. You can count on that every time.
I think Nick Hewlin really represents the John Kidna-esque qualities of this team. He knows the offense. He's not going to make spectacular plays, but he's not going to make bad plays for you. He's a good, solid player.
Well, you know what? If things get kind of close here and things get a little hairier, we might just see old Nick. But that'll be a matter we'll deal with later in the future. So.
It's the John Perrin and Will Nolte have entered the game.
John Perrin's another player you can always count on to get 100% aggressiveness from.
He'll get more than that from him. He'll give you everything he's got.
Will Nolte backs down. He puts up a shot, and it's a little long. He's forcing his shots inside.
And that's a shot that Will's just going to need to continue to develop because he's obviously got a size advantage.
Uh-oh.
And another three-point shot is
again.
Everything but the lead is falling for this Wyoming team right now. As it's now a 40-14 lead, and this is turning into a scientific matter right now.
Chris Huning is 5 for 5 on his three-point baskets. I don't know, but he reminds me a lot of J.J. Redick for Duke.
J.J. Redick, Nick?
Yes.
Nice aggressive play by Will Nolte, but there's no doubt about it.
That's the kind of thing he needs to do. Paul, he's been getting good position. Now he's just got to finish it.
Exactly. 20 seconds left in the third quarter here as Wyoming has a gigantic 40-16 lead.
Now that's the kind of play from Perry we need to see. he doesn't really care if the Braves are down by 24. He's still fighting. He's still scrapping. Look at him out there.
Another three-point shot is up, and it is good for Wyoming as everything is falling except for this lead once again. A late shot attempt in the third quarter is no good as it is 43-16 as this Braves team is, we hate to say it, but frankly, they're collapsed. And, they left a couple of guys open for threes, and they're hitting their open shots. Wyoming is playing excellent ball, which we expected from the start. And, they're having their way with the Sandy Hill team right now.
Well, right now, this is a character game. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but this game's almost all but over. And I always see what kind of character these boys have and see what kind of fight, see what kind of pride they have in them. And I got a feeling they're going to come out fighting. What about you, Dake?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind, Nick, that they're going to keep fighting till the end of the game. I'm curious to see what Coach Prue does, see if he opens up his bench a little bit or if he keeps his starters out there for the remainder. But definitely, they won't stop fighting till the end. We got 8 more minutes to go. We'll see what kind of heart this Braves team has. Just no answer for the offensive onslaught of Wyoming, though. They definitely brought their shot tonight with.
And that might just be the simple difference. Wyoming's creating the open shot, and they're hitting the open shot.
They are converting.
The Braves are just not doing that right now. The Braves are going to take it out from the side here, and looks like they're going to try to get something going on offense.
Yep. Looks like they're going to start out with the same 5 minus Will Nolche's going to take a little breather, and Eric Shaw's going to go in. Right? Yep.
I think that adds a little bit more athleticism and a down low, as it looks like Eric Shaw can go outside and shoot something for you, while Will Nolte's more of a blue-collar guy.
There we go.
Eric Shaw has a nice pass inside.
Nice cut by Mike Ward. He's been pretty quiet today. What have the Cowboys been doing to neutralize him, Dake?
I tell you what, Nick. Mike Ward has definitely not been a factor, the kind of factor that they needed him to be tonight. In that big win versus Finneytown by 1 point, Mike scored 18 points, and he has just been non-existent tonight.
I think Wainwright's been matching up with him, and he might be half a step slower, but his big 6'4" frame has really helped him with Mike Ward.
More than makes up for it.
Oh, an aggressive play there by Wyoming as he went to the hoop, knocks over SG Rolls, and it looks like he's hurting right now. And it looks like the trainer's getting up, and she's going to sit back down because SG is all right.
I don't think it was the fact that SG got knocked over. I think it was when Jeff Tollett fell on him and brought down that 6'4", 230 frame on SG's chest. Now, he's a tough guy, but that's got to hurt.
And when you're down 15, those bruises and bumps only hurt more. John?
We're down 25, they hurt.
I tell you what, the Braves have been trying all night to draw the charge. They just have not been getting the calls.
15-25, it's all scientific at this point.
Yes, it is, Paul. Sometimes I can mess up on those, adding, carrying the number, and stuff like that.
Well, it looks like Indian Hill takes it out here as Wyoming makes one of their 2 free throws around the perimeter. And Eric Shaw is asking for the ball down low. He had pretty good position too, it looked like. But Mike Ward is going to try and take this game over. He dribbles, he pops out, and an aggressive rebound by Perrin as he dishes it out, and he's going to dishes out to Windmeyer, who tried to make too much happen.
Yet another traveling call for the Braves.
I don't know if that's been a point of emphasis this year, but it seems that there's been a lot more traveling violations called in. I don't know. I'm not seeing them, but that's why I'm up here and not on the court.
I think that all goes back to the fact this team is yet to gel. It looks like on offense, a lot of these guys are passing it to each other, and they're kind of looking at somebody else, take over this game. Mike Ward's trying to get the ball and, go up for his shot and try to take control, but it looks like Wyoming's got him under control. And you got a big man underneath that's trying to get it board, but it looks like Wyoming's going to, try to overtake them. John, do you agree here?
Well, I definitely think at the beginning of the season especially, and even now, when you have just one guy that's a major threat, and right now that's Mike Ward, it's hard to win ball games because the opponent can just key on that one guy, where most other teams have 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that can make the difference in the ball game.
Looks like Coach Prue's going to go down to some of the younger guys, and sophomores Phil Madden and Stephen Buddick will be coming in the game.
And it looks like we had a little body slam there. Yeah, looks like things are getting a little cooked here. Looks like Eric Shaw was looks like body slammed down, and looks like Wyoming's getting a little hot here. And, he's going to get yanked.
Johnny Perrin, he's scared of no one. He and his imposing 5'8" was
Looks like he's
looking
going to walk
almost
the plank
a full
here as the
foot
coach
to
is taking him out.
Jeff Toll, and he was not intimidated at all. John will stand up to anyone.
Obviously, the frustration's starting to set in for the Braves here. They had big hopes for tonight's game, especially being a homecoming weekend, to upset the Wyoming Cowboys. It's just been a tough night for the Braves.
Well, the ball's getting down to Phil Madden here, and he dishes it out to fellow sophomore Stephen Buddick. But it looks like just Indian Hill has nothing going on, as every shot's either rimming in or out, or just not going in for this Braves team. It just doesn't look like it's their night. But SG pops a shot, and it's long. He fights for the rebound, but doesn't get it. Wyoming pushes it up the court, and we hear a whistle, and it looks like it's going to be a foul.
They called a foul there on Perrin.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this one time. It was right in front of me. I do not know about that call. The offensive player seemed to be shielding with his forearm, and John was just trying to run with him. He was mighty upset about that, and I think he's got a case.
Now, John, you're an expert in basically everything. Explain the rule to me on whether or not that's a block or a push or a reach-in foul.
Well, a game like this, Paul, it's going to be aggressive. And if I'm looking at it from the ref standpoint, you got to let them play a little bit, especially in these big games. It goes for any sport, football, basketball. When it comes to the big games, you got to let them play. It's going to be aggressive. You got to expect it. You got to be lenient.
And right now, Indian Hill's playing aggressive, but it's for naught, as they are being behooved by this team. And they're going to take it out here, and Phil Madden's going to take the point here, and he's going to try to get something going.
Let me ask you a question, Paul.
All right.
Did you learn the word behooved at IHTNU?
No, well, Brandon Hammer puts up a shot, and that's long. We've seen him tonight. But an aggressive play by SG Rolls. He follows, and still his shot won't fall. But no, I learned that from my predecessor, Luke Wanell, who's on the Indian Hill team right now. Whether or not I'm using it correctly is a different story, but it still allows for.
Sounds good to me.
We're impressed nonetheless.
Sounds good to me.
And when you use a word like behooved, a lot of people assume you know what you're talking about. So.
Well, you got me convinced.
Well, we got a break in the action here as a quick TO was called by this Indian Hill team, as I think they'll have one remaining as they need a break in the action.
Score stands now 44-18 in favor of Wyoming. And they're announcing tonight's fan of the game, and it's senior Ben Johnson.
He's wearing the number 2 jersey tonight. He's got the tomahawk towel. He's ready to go.
Tomahawk towels, and that was a great invention.
Tomahawk towels, I'll be honest with you, Nick. They haven't taken off like I hoped they would, but
it's been rough. It's been a rough going. The football team got off to a rough start, but they rebounded and had a big homecoming victory against this very same Wyoming Cowboy football team, 19-0.
And I don't think it would be inappropriate to call it the invention of the century. A towel with a Indian emblem on it.
Sliced bread was nice, but
that's a little overrated.
I would call it the invention of the decade here at Indian Hill.
Well, we're going to go back to the action here. As Indian Hill is going to go with the 5. We're going to keep in 2 sophomores, Buddick and Madden. Hammer's going to go in, so they're going to play. It looks like essentially 3 guards with Shaw and SG going in. So this is a new rotation we haven't seen tonight.
I think Coach Brew's going to try every single option he's got and see if something can get going and make this game a little bit closer.
Tell you what, it's worth a shot. Pretty much anything at this point. I'm still waiting for our fan favorite Nick Hewlin to get into the game, see what he can do.
I'm not really sure what Nick can do. We'll see. He's actually, I know what exactly he can do. He's a consistent player. He's going to come out. He's going to play tough defense. He's going to make the smart pass. If he's got an open shot, he's going to take it. He'll most likely knock it down.
I spoke to Nick the other day about this season, and he's spoken with Coach Prue and how valuable Coach Prue feels like he is to this team. And Nick feels like anything he can do to contribute to this team is worthwhile.
Oh, a steal by Eric Shaw. Oh, he knocked it away.
Going into the bench.
Aggressive play as the junior anticipated that and knocked it away, but he can only dribble it out of bounds.
Oh, that's the kind of hustle I like to see when your team's down by 23 points with under 5 minutes to go. Diving for the ball, risking yourself a little bodily harm just to get one more possession.
Well, Wyoming is going to take their jolly old time here, as they rightfully should. And they got the ball at the top of the key.
Marcus Pryor there.
Pryor is going to pass it around, try to get something cooking.
Wainwright takes it to the basket.
And then up and in.
He's going to hit that shot all night like he has been.
Making it look easy out there, Nick. Just making it look too darn easy.
Let me tell you, it's not.
That's the careless play there by Indian Hill. As with 4:15 left, this Braves team is starting to show signs of fatigue, and they're starting to tire.
The turnover numbers for Indian Hill have to be absolutely unbelievable tonight.
We'll get our stat guys on that as quickly as we can. Down
I
low
don't
pass.
think we have stat guys.
This offense is just running like clockwork for Wyoming as they're setting picks here and their backdoor cuts there. As Indian Hill's defense is quickly being picked apart.
Paul, this is public access. I don't know if we have stat guys.
And we got a shot up, and it looks like it was a little off by Hammer. So once again, Waybright slowing it down. And Madden looks like he had an aggressive play, but slipped a little there.
Been some problems with this turf here. I don't know what it is.
Well, an aggressive play by Waybright, who we've been talking about all night, drove to the hoop and just couldn't get anything to go. Laid it up, but it just wouldn't go in.
Wainwright
Or
at the
went
line
in,
for
and
two.
it.
Wainwright at the line. We'll see if he can add to his point total. And Eric Shaw has fouled out. Has he fouled out?
I believe that was his 4th foul.
Well, I guess the scoreboard's wrong. It says he has 5, and that's what they're telling him now. He does have 5. Looks like they're going to bring in Paymon to replace him.
Looks like the Wyoming call timeout.
Nope.
Looks like
Bringing in Ryan Bartell. Ryan hasn't seen much action this year. Let's see what this nice, strong young junior can do.
Well, we got a 50-21 game here in favor of Wyoming with 3:37 left. And this game's just not ending quick enough for the Braves, and Wyoming's just enjoying it as much as they can. So they come in here against a feisty atmosphere, the cage of Indian Hill, and they've just taken care of business and just played beautiful basketball.
I don't think you can put it any better than that.
I don't think you can either.
That's why you're the play-by-play man, and I'm just the chiming-in color guy.
As it's been the entire season, guys, you look at that bench, just looks of disbelief on their faces. Where do we go from here? What has been going wrong? You have to feel for this Indian Hill Braves squad. Obviously lots of heart, obviously lots of talent. Just nice play there by Stephen Buddick.
He put up the shot and it fell down for him. A break Indian Hill's seen very little of tonight. They've seen very little of those shots trickle in, but it's still a 50-23 game.
Buddick will try to convert to three-point play the old-fashioned way. As Wyoming goes a little bit deeper into their bench, and I've noticed it seems like you only have 10 players dressing for varsity. That's an unusually low number, but when you got players like Huning and Waybright and Wooten and Tollett, maybe you only need 10 guys total.
Obviously getting the job done for this Wyoming Cowboys team.
As the free throw went in for the Braves team, but Wyoming pushes it up the court in transition, rebounded by Buddick. Indian Hill's got to play up and down fast-paced basketball right now. They've just got to get something going. As Phil Madden drives all the way, and his shot wouldn't go. But Bartell get the ball back, and he got the rebound. And Brent Hammer comes back and knocks him over. So
Trey Tudor fouled on that shot. Now he'll go to the line and try to get his first 2 points of the night. Add to this Wyoming lead.
32nd timeout here by Wyoming to discuss matters.
Wyoming head coach Tony Gentry, he seems to be a little upset with
Obviously
the
unhappy.
lackadaisical play by Wyoming. I know that they've got this game in hand, but right now they're playing for the CHL championship, looking forward towards the playoffs. He doesn't want to see any letdown in his guys.
That's the sign of a great coach too. He's always fighting to the end, no matter what the score is. Even if they're up big, you still got to work on those technical things that make a good team great.
Well, we're done with the timeout here as the Braves now get back on the floor. We got 2:55 left, and it's a 24-51 massacre for the Wyoming Cowboys right now.
First shot's up and in.
And it, looks like everybody's a little jumpy on that play. He was shooting 2 when he made the first one, and a little miscommunication there. So
tried to pull a fast one on the Cowboys and take the ball and run it down the court and see if we can cut into this lead.
And I mean, it's just it's inexcusable. So you get the Braves are driving it up here, trying to get something going with 2:50 left, trying to make this score look better for the Papers. They need a quick basket. They can't afford to dribble it around, but Wyoming's not going to just give them anything to look at or shoot for or what have you.
After that feisty timeout speech by Coach Gentry, I think Wyoming's going to clamp down on the defense and try to hold the Braves to 24 points total, which in high school basketball is not going to cut it.
Especially when you're playing a team that scores 53. That's usually means a loss.
Now, just notice looking at the scores, this 53 points total for Wyoming's actually a little low. And I don't know about you, John, but I saw something go to the scores tape. It looks like our good friend Nick Hewlin.
You know what, Nick? I think it's about time.
Looks like Hewlin's going to get some PT here. He's coming into the game here. Yeah.
He's got to be. He had to have been wondering, when's my turn going to be? He's been seeing these younger guys being put in left and right. It's good to see he's getting in, get about 2 minutes of playing time before this game ends.
Yeah, with 2:07 left in this game, a 50-3, 24 score in favor of Wyoming. Hewlin gets in, and the ball is going to go down to Buddick, and he's driving, and he's looking for a shot. He makes a nice move, and looks like that's going to be out on our aforementioned Nick Hewlin.
Looks like the Braves are going to go to a little full court press here, see if they can get a quick steal and maybe a quick bucket and cut into this lead. But Wyoming's ball handlers are just too good. Little trap up here in the corner. Looks like they're keep their composure, but a little steal by Hewlin.
Hewlin, no, he knocked it out of bounds, and that's all you can ask for.
It's cat-like quickness got him to that one.
Cat-like quickness, and he got himself a touch.
Looks like he's going to play a clamp down defense on Wyoming's sophomore point guard David Jolson, who's had a solid game.
I'll tell you what, Nick Hewlin, he's always been pretty quick. He was an honorable mention All-CHL wide receiver.
Oh, and a nice move by Brandon Hammer. Intelligent, smart, and very quick thinking as he went up for the shot as he pump faked and drew his man off guard. But with 30 seconds left, it's just a matter of time now. As this AHL team is relentless, and they're not going to quit. But with 20 seconds left and a 53-26 lead in favor of Wyoming, the only thing you can do now is just tip your cap to Wyoming because they played an excellent, excellent game of basketball, and you can still, tip your cap as well as to the St. Hill Braves team as they've fought to the end and are still fighting now.
Well, 26 points, holding a team to 26 points is almost equivalent to holding a team under 10 points or even a shutout in football. It's just a great feat. It's a tribute to a good defense. Look, see if Nick Hewlin can find a shot here.
Oh, he got fouled with 5 minutes, 5 seconds left.
Let's see if he can convert these.
The moment
This will make
he's
his
been dreaming
day.
about forever, he's going to get his chance at glory here, so let's see if he can capitalize.
I have to hand it to the fans. While they remained quiet, they did stay.
They stayed to the end.
They're starting to file out now, but
A lot better those Steelers fans who were leaving in the third quarter when their team's losing.
Yeah, the cage is open, so the cage is open and the fans are being released as Nick Hewlin's at the line. He's trying to get his first points here. But Indian Hill played relentless ball tonight, ferocious, as
Hewlin can't
ask
buy
any
a
more
bucket.
from a team, and they're still playing as the clock runs down, and a late shot by Wyoming rims in and out, but that's about as academic as it is to figure out the score. A 53-26 victory, very impressive victory for this Wyoming team, and that's the game we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Indian Hill played hard, but it was just not enough for this talented and well-executing Wyoming team. For Nick Simon, John Kadakis, and Paul Neihart, alongside Director Clark Brand and producer Chris Lancaster, I'm Paul Neihart signing off for the Indian Hill Television Network.